To walk right through the world, me boys, without the Grecian bend. Nor did she wear a sheeny on, I'd have you all to know. And I met her in the garden where the praties grow.
Oh, that ended a bit quicker than usual. That was the late, great John McCormack with the garden where the praties grow. And, of course, there's an East Clare connection to that. But we should have, I think, Tommy Hayes on the line now. Tommy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Good morning, Bea. How are you?
Great, thank you. Tommy, we're interested to hear about the story of how the film that you made recently with Anthony Hughes, where the garden where the praties grow, how did that come about?
Well, it's all about spuds.
Flowery spuds, is it?
No,
flowery ones, is it?
no better veg.
Flowery, all kinds. No, basically, I made one about, well, I don't know if you know, I've had a long association with Irish Seed Savers.
Yes,
because my wife founded it.
Fantastic.
And so, some years ago, I made one on apples, called Apples in Winter, which did quite well and was on TV and things. And I wanted to do one on spuds for a long time, and I finally got the funding, so I went ahead and did it.
Yes, yeah.
And I have a thing about documentaries. They really annoy me when when there's music on and it fades away into people talking. So this one, the people fade away into the music.
So you kind of eliminated that, yeah.
So it's basically about all the music associated with apples, and to quote Micheál O'Sullivan, I mean there's a lot of culture in agriculture. So that was kind of my idea behind it.
That sounds great, yeah, and putting it together must have been fun to do in a way, and
it was. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, but it was great. I researched the music for about probably about 6 months in the Trad Archive in Dublin and in UCD in the folklore department, and then decided there's 17 pieces of music in it, and then we spent. I got the musicians together, and we spent 3 days in the original building of Seed Savers. 1 day rehearsal and 2 day filming, basically. But 3 cameras. It was a small space. It was a bit tricky, but we managed it. And then myself and Anthony went traipsing around the country interviewing various experts, environmentalists and potato historians, and a chef. And various people who would have a history of the potato, and then linked it all together as a history of the potato in Ireland, which obviously included the famine.
Yes.
Must have been a terrific bit of fun in many ways doing it, and
it was a lot of bloody work.
And hard work too, very hard work. And so interesting that one thing led to another in a way. The association with Seed Savers kind of led you into that thinking, and
Yeah, very much so. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And about the music, looking at the trailer for the movie online, I noticed, obviously a terrific collection of musicians playing the initial piece there. And how did that come about? Because it must have been quite a job to get everybody in the one place at the one time.
That was the tricky part. I mean, I know all of them. I've worked with them all before, so I know what they're capable of.
Sure.
I mean, the fiddle player only had a week to learn everything. But the tricky part was kind of working out the schedules, because they're all a lot of their professional musicians, a lot of them are really busy.
Yes,
so,
of course.
Yes, working out the schedule was the most difficult part, but it worked out. Out. We managed it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You made DVDs, I think, of the film.
There are DVDs available. Yeah, there are DVDs available. Yeah, we decided I mean, not many people have DVDs anymore, but we decided we'd do a small run and see how they went, and we also did CDs of it. Yeah. So, and just to sell them on the night when we show the film, and also they're online through the website, which is, God, what's the name of the website? Terrible. Gardenpraties.com, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Praties, yeah. It's actually pratiesgarden.com. I just checked it there a month or two ago.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to make sure to make sure they get the right one. So Can you say, you've had a few showings, as it were? I think you started off showing it in Clough-Jordan.
Clough-Jordan was the first. That was a preview, yeah. And then we did the launch, the formal launch in UL.
Oh yes, with the Irish World Academy.
Yeah, well, I've had a long association with the Academy.
Yeah.
I did my masters there, and I lectured there, and I know everybody working there, so it felt like the right place for me to do it.
Yes.
And then we did the Glór and Innes, which was a great night, really enjoyable.
Yes.
Big crowd there, and then we did the Source in Thurles. I didn't make that one; I was in the bed.
Oh, too bad. Yeah.
And then where else did we do? And then Killaloo was the last one, and then next week, I think 2 weeks' time, we're doing it in the dock in Carrigan-Shannon, and there's a new art centre in Ballyconnell in Cavan. We're doing it there.
Okay.
And then I think, hang on, let me think about this now.
So you're moving across the country.
We're moving around. Yeah, we're doing Kells in November, and I think we're doing the Temple Bar Child Fest in January. And there's talks of a few others early on in the year. Yeah. Uh-huh. But it'll probably peter out now between now and next summer,
Well, it's fantastic that people will get the chance to see it, countrywide nearly. And and I think that certainly the show that you had in Killaloo, I think any money that was made, you gave to charity. Was that right? Was charity?
That's right. It was divided amongst three charities, three local community groups. The Community Garden, which myself and my wife are quite involved in. Then the Resource Centre, a place I admire a lot. They do great work. And the funding in that actually went towards funding play therapies for kids, which another thing I'd be really into. And then also the Active Retired Group got the other third. So that's how it worked out. Yeah. It was great.
Fantastic, yeah. So, have you any plans for future developments? Let's say, another plant or another.
I'm thinking about one. I have one in the head, and I've actually started talking to a few people about it. So the biggest problem always with these things is finding the money, because it's a very expensive thing to do.
Yeah.
You're looking at. I mean, you're looking at excess of 150,000 to do anything reasonably decent,
Wow.
But
that's for
it's
film.
A lot of money.
Yeah, that's for film. Of course, radio's a bit cheaper. Yeah.
Radio's a lot cheaper. Yeah. No, I did radio. I did a radio show in the States for quite a number of years. So radio's a lot easier. Yeah.
Tommy, will you just tell our listeners the origin of the song "The Garden Where the Praties Grow" and the East Clare connection with it?
It was written by Johnny Patterson, who was from Fecal.
Yes,
he was world famous in his time. I think he wrote it around 1850. He wrote the last verse in 1856 after the birth of his son.
Yes.
He had written previous verses prior to that, but the final song came together in 1856. And he was a really interesting character. He got murdered in Kerry. Hit over the head with an iron bar over some. He was very strong on nationalist causes.
Yes,
Irish nationalism, and someone took objection to what he was saying. He was a circus clown, but he was very famous.
Yes,
he also wrote "The Stone Outside Dan Murphy's Door."
That's right.
Another famous song.
Yeah. They're both nearly earworms that are still ringing in the ears.
They still ring it. They do. They do. Definitely. Yeah.
Maybe there's another film on that, is there, Johnny?
And I don't know.
We won't be wrong.
I've always had a thing about comic songs that have become kind of comic hall light tenor things, because I mean, The Garden Where the Praties Grow was only ever recorded by what was his name?
John McCormack.
John McCormack.
Yes.
And the boxer, whatever his name was, the famous boxer. They both recorded it, but they did it in such a way that made us, light orchestral recordings of it.
Yes.
And I've always felt that those songs and the songs of Percy French needed to be done in a more traditional way. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I picked it as well. But obviously also because of the nature of the song,
Indeed. So, great credit due to you, Tommy, and to Anita too, of course. I'd said this to you now on air. When we came to Scariff, 47 years ago, and talking to our friends around the country, living in Scariff, the two things I thought about, the Merryman Tavern, chipboard factory, and possibly Broderick's Furniture in Killanena. But these days, if I meet anybody abroad, where are you living in Scariff? Seed savers.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. So there's great credit due to Anita and yourself for keeping Scariff on the map,
I was only the gorgeous assistant. She did all the work.
Well, it didn't happen by chance, I'm sure. The old story, like your films, I suppose, inspiration is 99% perspiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes work, indeed. Yeah.
And how did you and Anthony got together to actually make the film, Tommy? That I suppose the technical aspects of it are more Anthony's side of things. Is that right?
Yeah, there would be. I mean, he teaches film in Templemore, and he's a filmmaker, has a long history with it. We actually got together through our love of jazz.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah,
that was that we started going to gigs together, and then we started talking, and that's kind of how it happened, Yeah.
Music is, as always, is the link and the key.
Is the connection? Yeah. No, I'm actually down in Coolay in West Cork at the minute for the final night of the Hadara Riada festival that he only holds once every 7 years.
So, and of course he had a fairly famous dad, didn't he?
He had a fairly famous dad. He did, yeah. So we're recreating the Kiltori Coolman concert, or even Sagasi tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, best of luck with that. I hope it goes really well. I'm sure it will.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And it's great to talk to you. And thanks for taking our call this morning and telling us about where the praties grow. And best of luck, and to yourself and Anita both. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.